Hey everyone, welcome back to the Music Corner, presented by Access Ballymun and hosted by myself, Ger Kellet. This is episode 5, our penultimate episode of the series, and I just want to say thanks to everybody that's been tuning in so far. I also want to give a shout out to our guest last week from episode 4, which was Jillelli. Make sure you check out her latest single, Carousel, which is available on all the major streaming platforms, and there's a music video for that one as well, so check that out. My guest now for episode 5 is going to be an artist known as Jillelli, who originally started on the Irish scene under Jill Stacks as a DJ, and built quite a nice fan base from there, and now is producing and writing her own music. So we're going to get into the interview now with Jillelli. Well, first of all, nice one for taking the time to sit down with us, Jillelli. So what I wanted to do was, since that's kind of a new artist name that you're going under, I wanted to take it back a little bit to around 2018-ish. So you were going as Jill Stacks. Originally, was that kind of like on the Irish music scene? Was that what people knew you as first? Was Jill Stacks?
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. Like I started a hip hop show on Dublin Digital Radio called Stax Lyrical. I think that might have been 2016, around then. And I didn't really have an artist name. I wasn't really envisaging, going down that path. But I started this show, and then I started DJing, and people just put me down as the name of my show, Stax Lyrical. Like I didn't choose that, what I mean? Yeah. But I was like, all right, grand, like whatever.
It worked.
And but I never really kind of like chose that. And then I went into the show then afterwards on RTE. And I was like, oh, right, okay, I think I'll, call myself then Jill Stacks, because, it's still associated with what I've done, but it's actually my name. And, so, yeah, that's kind of how that came about. And then now I'm going under Jillelli because it's a different project. It's my producer project, and it's my own music, and I wanted it to be rebranded, I guess. So that's what's happened. That's the evolution of my name.
We're gonna jump in and have a chat about the new single that you've released. But just to bring it back to Stax Lyrical and Dublin Digital Radio, so how did that come about? How did you So first of all, how did you get working with the Dublin Digital Radio, DDR for people that know them, and then a hip hop show? Why a hip hop show, basically?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, my friend Bryn McNamara was starting Dublin Digital Radio, and he said, I'm starting this new community radio station in Dublin, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing a show. And I'm a huge music lover and always really passionate about talking about music and new music and playing music. And I love hip hop. Like I really, really adore hip hop. I love lots of music, but hip hop, particularly around that time and kind of through most of my life as well, has been something that it's just really resonated with me. Yeah. And it's something I'm very passionate about. And I said, I'd love to do a hip hop show, and I'd love to kind of cast a light on old school underground and independent hip hop. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I was actually the first show. I think I was the first show, on Dublin Digital Radio. When it first came, and that was an amazing experience. I met lovely people such as yourself when I was interviewing you, and that's how that all came about, and everything just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, just to talk about that then, because kind of having the Dublin Digital Radio show, and then you really took off as a DJ. Like from what I was seeing, you are one of the top kind of up and coming DJs. For a number of years. So even after that, you played big festivals, Longitude and stuff like that. So talk to us about some of the places your DJing has brought you, such as those festivals that you played. What are your highlights from your kind of the DJ projects that you've worked on?
Yeah, it was mad. Like I didn't start the show. I always wanted to DJ, and I'd done a few kind of open DJ nights, but nothing really major. I hadn't really properly DJ'd. But I loved music and really wanted to DJ for years. And I think I told you this before, then I stopped trying to DJ. And then I was asked to do a show a couple of years later. And then all of a sudden I was DJing. It was very weird. But Yeah, so I basically I think it was District Magazine asked me to do a gig when I started playing on Dublin Digital Radio. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I did a gig for them and I did some gigs for the radio. And I just started getting gigs here and there from that. And then that kind of grew into like festival work, like Longitude, Electric Picnic, played all together now, lots of different festivals.
Yeah.
And yeah, played lots of different bars and clubs and things like that. So I had lots of fun doing festivals because, of course, you get to go and see other artists. And as someone who loves music so much, that was always really, really fun. So yeah, I had a great time doing that.
You mentioned a lot of gigs and a lot of kind of different places there, but have you got a favorite venue that you've played or maybe played a couple of times throughout the last 5 or 6 years? Is there a venue that sticks out to mind that's like, oh, I love being here?
Yeah, for me, it was the Bernard Shaw, 100%. I always loved the Bernard Shaw, and yeah, it was so much fun to play. So yeah, that was always my favorite.
Yeah, I know a lot of hip hop acts that say the same thing. Bernard Shaw was it changed names, did it? Or it changed location? There was a big Save the Bernard Shaw campaign there a while back.
It did, yeah. It went to Phibsborough and it moved, it relocated.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on in a different location now, but yeah,
it's never the same, is it? Like when something like that happens, though.
Yeah, for me, it's not the same. There was like a really amazing spirit about the Bernard Shaw. It was very unique. It was a lovely part of Dublin kind of
culture.
Yeah. And I think that's hard to emulate. It was really special. It was a special space. It always had really unique music and yeah, it was lovely. So yeah, it's a shame. It's really wrong that it's gone. But it is what it is.
A similar venue, kind of just the way you're talking about having that love for the Shaw. One of mine would have been, it's quite different now, but the Twisted Pepper back in the day.
Yeah, was that your favorite?
Yeah, I don't know. You just get drawn to a venue and just like, I love the vibe in here. I love being in this place. And I think that was another big hip hop venue as well. The hip hop venues, I don't know, there's just a nice warm feeling inside them,
I agree. There's like an intimacy about it, and it's really nice to always be around other hip hop lovers and people who really appreciate it. It's a lovely community.
Very diverse, There's people from everywhere.
Yeah. Did you see anyone really good in the Twisted Pepper?
Twisted Pepper, Mike Righteous, probably one of the standout ones from there. And then I used to actually love all the working class gigs from like GI and Costello, Little Dialect. I went to all those, but I really loved the like the kind of variety shows or open mics, where you didn't know who you were going to see and you're just waiting to see what act came up next on stage. So I found a few gems from those type of nights. One of the biggest parts that I miss about live gigs at the minute is actually going out and trying to find new artists,
Yeah, it's really fun. It's exciting that way as well. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird now. Now we're on Zoom talking about the good old days.
I know. Me back. But then to lead on to the RTE show, so you have the Jill Stack show. Is that, if I'm right there?
Yeah, that was the show.
RTE Pulse that was on, if I'm right. So
it was on Pulse, yeah.
Talk to us about how RTE is the national broadcaster, so when they come calling, it's always nice. So talk to us about how that happened and how you end up having the show on an RTE platform, and how that is. It still running at the moment?
No, I don't do it anymore.
Okay, well, talk to us about that process from when it started up and then kind of towards the end.
Yeah, so how that happened was I did a guest spot for the Wriggle show, and I think I did that on a Sunday, and then I was contacted by RTE that week to see if I'd be interested in doing my own show. And I'd been on Dublin Digital Radio, I think, for maybe 2 years at that point.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
And I'm like, better than me. I can't remember all these dates.
I've done the research. You've done
your research. Yeah, well done. And they contacted me and they said, would you be interested in doing a show? And I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. And, it was a chance for me to kind of do something new. It was also a chance for me to learn something new. I'd never worked in radio before Dublin Digital Radio. I'd never actually tried to even get into radio. And I saw it as an opportunity to kind of learn new things. And it was a new challenge for me. And yeah, it was a really fun show to do. It wasn't just hip hop anymore. I branched out into all the different kind of genres I like,
Yeah.
and played more kind of dance music and stuff I'd been playing out, because when I was playing in clubs, I think I always kind of liked house music and stuff, but I began to realize that like playing, lo-fi hip hop at 2 a.m. isn't getting people dancing so hard. So yeah, no, I played a bit more of that type of stuff I liked. And it was a new kind of experiment for me, and a chance to develop my own taste as well. So yeah, I think I did that for around a year. And then I went away to the Netherlands. I relocated.
Yeah, that was my next point, kind of after.
Okay.
After the RTE thing, then I saw you done some plugs on. Let me get this right here. I actually don't have the name, but it's an Amsterdam-based radio station, Red Light FM or something around them. And then you were playing gigs in Utrecht at I'm trying to get all these names right. 30 in 30, something around that.
Yeah, I can't remember which. Yes, yeah, that was one of the gigs I played. Yeah, that was a fun gig actually. But I moved to Utrecht. I was actually studying there, and I joined a community radio station there called Stranded FM, which was a wonderful station. And I also played on Red Light Radio in Amsterdam. And that was fun because I went back to community radio then, which I love. I adore community radio. I think it does amazing things. Yeah. It's an amazing way for people to build skills and build connections, and share their interests. So it's really lovely. And I got to do that in a new place, which was a really special way to get to know people and to discover somewhere. Because of course, when you're around other people who love music, you get to go to the gigs, and this was all just before COVID as well. So it was like, it's like the last hurrah for me until everything, everything went out the window. So that was really fun.
How long all in all were you in the Netherlands, and kind of sum up your time? Positive, it sounds like.
It was really positive. I was there for 6 months, and Utrecht is a great place, very great place for culture and music, and they really appreciate music, and they really appreciate a lot of diverse styles of music. They have a lot of festivals, and there'd be bars and music centers, and just a great place to go. I didn't know it was so like that before I went, so it was a really amazing surprise, and I was very grateful for that experience.
What were you over studying?
I was doing a master's in child psychology.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Wow, so
not always studying. It wasn't.
It was
wasn't loads of fun. No, it was very interesting, and it was a really great course. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just made a note there. So you've done a project or an event with Red Bull Music. It was called Free Gaff. Would that have been after your time in the Netherlands and pre-COVID, somewhere around there?
Yeah, that was actually before I played that. I think that would have been the year before I went. So I think that was 2018. I played in 2017. Okay. There was a Red Bull Free Gaff party, which was really fun. Yeah, it was like this really lovely, very big house that was turned into like a free gaff kind of concept, and there was lots of DJs and different musicians, and I think the second year they did all Irish artists, which was pretty cool. So it was really fun to do. But that was before I went to it. I'm trying to remember all these. I'm like, you're taking me way back now.
Taking me on a journey. Well, you'd be happy to know that kind of leads us up to current time. So Jillelli is the project at the minute, or the artist name. So you've released a brand new single, which is called Maybe. And so is this your voice is on the track, and are you on the production as well? Are you working with a producer for this track? So just talk to us about the creating of this track, and how it came about, and how it's available on Spotify and stuff at the minute. So how is it being received? I think it's the first time you've sang on a track, is it, that's been released? So talk to us about that.
So I guess So I've kind of been producing behind the scenes for a long old time, kind of playing around with music for years, but I never released anything.
Yeah.
And I've been producing, and I made this track. I actually started writing it in the Netherlands. Funny that we're talking about it. I did the kind of chords out. And yeah, I came home then and I was like, oh, I really would like to, you know, take this track further. It was just kind of in that kind of draft stage. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I produced kind of the bare bones of it, you know, the drums, the keys, things like that, and the vocals. I had the kind of idea there. And I work with a guy called Kevin Brennan, who's a really great producer. And I went to him and I was like, do you want to like work on this and we can kind of, you know, take it further vocally and, you know, do more kind of mixing and compression and things like that. And yeah, it was a really fun, creative project to do. I love working with Kev. He's brilliant. And yeah, we have a lot of creative fun together. So yeah, then the track is called Maybe. It's out now. And yeah, I've released it under my new Jillelli project. So that's the story.
And it's been going well. It's been received well.
Yeah, it's been received well. It was like a big step for me to finally release something after so long. I'm sure you know all about it from so many years of doing music. But,
yeah, of course, yeah. And it's because it's the first single that you're singing on. Was there kind of a nervous or any sort of anxiety about kind of releasing that into the world, you know, for the first time? Kind of any self-conscious, self-conscious kind of emotions?
No, I was full of confidence and I knew it was just going to go brilliantly, and I didn't have any nerves whatsoever or any doubts. It was fine, Ger. No, like, to be honest, I've always felt very nervous about my own work. I've been fine with DJing because that's like everyone else's music. You don't have to, you're not behind it. So you can, you know, it's not so personal, but it was a big step for me to put it forward. But, you know, when I did it, it actually wasn't so bad. I was like, no one actually really cares. You know, like no one's looking at you going, oh God, you know, people will like
the people. DJing, don't sing.
Yeah, stick to your day job. No, it's been actually, surprisingly for me, it's been quite well received. But I think you realize some people will like things, some people won't, but you kind of take the pressure off yourself when you realize like what's important to you. Like, do you like it? And are you happy with what you've done artistically? Have you expressed yourself the way you wanted to? And have you been genuine to that? And once you do that and you feel like you've put in all the hard work you can, that's all you can do. And like the other option is to just not do it. So like, what one do you want? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, so, it's, from what I've seen, it's been really well received. I think it's a jam as well. So congratulations, first of all. And then the plans for the future, what can we expect more from Jillelli as an artist? Or what's the next year or so looking like for you in terms of plans? I know COVID has things a bit crazy, but what's the plans for the next year?
Yeah, so I mean, when the various lockdowns struck, etc., I actually became very invested in production because I actually couldn't DJ, and DJing was amazing for building my confidence in and you know, being in a musical community. But it didn't give me a lot of time to work on production, and it takes, as you're aware, like working on music is it's a laborious process. Do you know what I mean? Like it's amazing, it's fun. It's very, very fulfilling, but
everything from you, you know, all your energy. Yeah.
If you want to get it to the finished, if you want to get to the finished product, it can often be a long process. Do you know what I mean? Or just something that takes a lot of hard work. Just in my experience, you know, I'm only on my first track, so maybe
that's universal. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess fortunately, the time off DJing has given me time to like fully invest also mentally in production and give myself artistically properly to that. So I've been working on a lot of music actually, and my goal now is to try get some sort of project together next year. I don't know what that's going to look like, so I don't want to say anything yet, but to put out some sort of body of work of what I've been doing and to kind of figure out my sound and what I'm going for more. So that's the kind of that's the goal.
That's it. That's exciting. You're at a really kind of exciting time now where you can basically experiment and see what works and what doesn't work, which is it's always fun as an artist to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to hearing more. So before we're gonna cut to your new single, maybe now in a second. But before I do let you go, couple more points. Just over the last year with COVID and the pandemic, how have you, like, this is probably kind of answered in your previous answers, but how have you been keeping kind of your mental health strong? Obviously, everybody's been affected by it around the world, and your mental health can be high and it can dip suddenly. But how have you been kind of keeping productive and proactive over the last year?
I guess it's been strenuous on everyone in different ways. Do you know what I mean? For me, I guess I've become quite grateful kind of for the people around me, and realized, you know, like things I would have taken for granted before I haven't, and to, you know, constantly realize how lucky you are to have your health. Do you know what I mean? So I think gratitude and just trying to take it a day at a time has been really the way I've been kind of getting through everything. And I think music has probably helped me a lot as well, actually, now that I think about it, because I've had a place to kind of escape from all of it, which isn't like going out and clubbing and DJing. Do you know what I mean? Trying to make as much crack as I can in my room, and, you know, doing songs. And
it's good that you have that outlet though now, that you can take the focus off of all the mayhem for a bit. You know, music is really, it's that old cliche, like music saved me life, or music is me everything. It really does help in situations like this. I think you'd agree.
Yeah, you need to make your own world inside a mad world. That's the way I've been approaching it. And yeah, don't get me wrong, like there are crap days, because it's not a nice situation whatsoever. But think, you know, finding your own way to feel better is important, you know, as much as you can.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah. And then before we cut to the single now, I have 5 questions that are not music related, just to get to know you a little bit more for anybody tuning in. And the first one is,
oh God.
It's not too it's not too major, I hope. Cat or dog person?
Oh gosh. Oh well, I just got a dog, so I'm going to say I'm a dog person, but I do love cats. I love animals.
Animal lover. That's all right. That's the same as myself. Your favorite TV show, can be current or in the past, just your favorite TV show.
Like, this sounds really bad. Like, I don't know what my favorite TV show is, but I love, like, this sounds awful, but I love like murder investigation shows, like all those, like, you know, Forensic Files and like all that stuff. Me and my mom always binge watch that stuff. I don't know why. Don't ask.
That bonding experience with your mom.
It's very interesting. Yeah. I like a lot of psychology kind of based stuff, and I like cartoons as well. So
that's all those answers. The next one's fairly straightforward. Your favorite color?
Oh my gosh, my favorite color. Genie, I'm wearing all black, and I always wear black, so I think black is my favorite color. Gosh, I'm sounding quite morbid these days, but
no, it's not. I actually think I had someone previously mention black as well. You know, people like that color. And then I don't know if you're into them or not. Some people are, some people aren't. But your favorite superhero, if you have one.
My favorite you know who I used to love? I don't think it's not a superhero, but like I used to play Street Fighter a lot as a child.
Oh yeah.
And I really loved Chun-Li. Do you remember her?
I do. Wow, yeah. That's a throwback.
Yeah. And also like I actually looked up to a lot of like female video game characters, like Lara Croft as well. I don't know why, but I played way too much Tomb Raider growing up, like, so yeah.
Lara Croft is a boss.
Yeah, she's a boss bitch. All right, yeah.
And then to finish it off, before we go to the single, this is totally kind of out of left field, but so you're stranded on a desert island with one Simpsons character. Who would you choose?
Oh my God, Bleeding Gums Murphy.
That's a cracker.
I would have to.
I was thinking Lisa because of the sax, but that's just.
Oh, Lisa, yeah, I know. And you know what? I'd pick Lisa because she'd get you off the island because she's so intelligent. So you'd have to take Lisa. She'd keep you alive, like. Yeah. That's
a good answer. I think so. Yeah. Lisa, all that team, Lisa. But that's the interview again. I just want to say nice one for sitting down with us, Jillelli. So people can find the new single maybe on Spotify, Amazon Music. Apple Music, should I say, and probably Amazon Music. So I'm assuming it's everywhere.
It's on all good streaming platforms, Ger.
All the good ones.
It's out there, yeah.
And then your socials, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, Jillelli.
Jillelli, yep.
Perfect. Again, thanks for sitting down with us, and best of luck with all the music in the future.
Thank you, Ger. It's been so nice chatting to you.
So you really wanna fold, yeah? I got your message, you resigned. I thought you said we'd try and make it, but I guess you changed your mind. I tried to give you everything, but you just couldn't let me in. Say yeah, then you say no, you stay, and then you go. Baby, I don't wanna be your baby. Never need to tell you to save me. So tired of being your maybe, baby. You were always so obsessive, but you just couldn't commit. And then you go call me possessive, just 'cause you decide to quit. I tried to give you everything, but you just couldn't let me in. Say yeah, then you say no. You stay, but then you always go home. Maybe I don't wanna be your baby. Never need to tell you to save me. So tired of being your maybe, baby. I will never replace you, but I know I'm not willing to chase you, baby. I will never replace you, but I know I'm not willing to chase you, baby. I don't wanna be your